In this video, we are going to create functionality to select and move units. In our game, we have Game Manager. Game Manager has active unit. When I will click on the unit on the map, the unit will be selected. You can see it in the Game Manager, and then I can click on the map, and the unit is turning and moving to the direction where I clicked. The same for this other unit, Builder is moving there. So that will be the plan for this video. Let's get into it. Let's begin, let's start working on this functionality, but before that, if you want to code along with me, you need to set up the project so you have the same files, same assets, and all of this in order to create this functionality. So to download the project, just follow the link in the description of the video to download the zip file. There is also video included how to set up the project. You should see the link also on your screens. Okay, so go ahead, set up the projects. Whenever they are ready, we can start. Okay, so what you see here, there are two units on the screen. We have here Builder and the Warrior. We want to select one of the units and we would like to move the unit somewhere on the map when we are clicking. So when you will play the game currently, nothing will really happen. The first thing what we need to handle, okay, they are moving to one spot, that doesn't really matter. But the first thing what you need to handle is clicking on the screen. Okay, so go to your code, you open your coding editors. You should have the game manager in hierarchy, the game object, and on the game manager, you should have a script game manager. So when you will click here these three dots, edit script, this should open game manager script here. You have the test method here. You can freely remove this method, you don't need it. But also when you remove this method, you need to go to your unit.cs and remove it from here because you are using it here. So also remove it from the unit.cs and go back to game manager. Okay, so we want to handle the input. So right here, void update will be handling everything in the update. And first we'll get the input position. So right here, vector2 and input position. To get the input position is very simple, but we want to handle input positions also on mobile devices and on the phone, on the mobile devices and on desktops. Okay, so if you are on a mobile device, the easy check to check if you're on a mobile device is check here for a touch count. So input.touch count, if it's larger than 0, this means you are on a mobile device and you are pressing with your finger. Okay, so that's a touch count is larger than 0. So if you're when you're on a touch device on a smartphone, then let's write here input and get touch. Let's write here 0, and you will get here position. Otherwise, this means you are on desktop, and on desktop you will just input like this mouse position. And this will get you input position. So we can debug the input position. Okay, so save it, get back here, and you will see when I will play the game and I will be moving my mouse on the screen, you will be seeing in the logs different positions. So open console logs here, and you see as I'm moving my mouse, you see the different positions. In Unity, the screen position 0, 0 is in left bottom corner. You see as I move my mouse on the left bottom corner, I should get to the 0, 0 almost. I cannot get there quite yet. -1, -1. And here, somewhere here. Yeah, see? I'm completely in the left bottom corner at the position 0, 0. As I'll be increasing my position of the mouse on the top, this will be increasing the Y. You can see it's 1234. And horizontally, it will increase the X. So the largest position is up here, 1700 and 1200. So in the Unity, screen position here is a 0, 0. 0, 0 for X. Y. Okay, this is increasing your X horizontally, increasing the X. Here, Y vertically. So therefore, the largest position is here. Okay, so that's the screen position. 0, 0 is in the left bottom corner. That's the important thing to know. Okay, we don't want to, of course, get input positions when we are moving all the time when we are moving our screens, but we would like to actually handle the clicking on the screen. We will do it like this. We will write your if statement. And to check the left click on the mouse, you can do it like this. Input, and get mouse button up actually we'll be using here at the index of 0. Index 0 means that you are clicking with the left click. If I will put here 1, that will be the right click. We would like to handle the left click on the screen. And this will register not the click down, but when you are releasing the mouse. That's why it's called get mouse button up. Okay, and similarly, we need to also handle touch devices, so smartphones. And again, we will do the same check. In the brackets, we will write if the input and the touch count is larger than 0, and operator input get touch down, or get touch only, get touch at the 0. Okay, and you will check for phase, and the phase is a touch phase began. Okay, or in this case, ended. Actually, we're going to handle, as we are handling get mouse button up, we are handling release. Let's handle also release on the screen. So we will write here ended. Oops, like this. Okay, so this way I'm handling the releasing of the left click of the mouse, or when touching with the finger and releasing the finger from the screen, this will be handling this. In this case, call here method called detect click, like this, and pass here input position this way, and create here this method. So void detect click, and get here vector 2 of the input position. Position. Okay, and you can debug log it. Debug log and input position. Okay, let's get back here, and now you should see that now we will register the position only when we will click. So you will see the logs only when we will be clicking and releasing this in the mouse. So I click, and you see the position. Notice when I will click down, when I will click and hold, nothing. When I release, now you see the position, because we are, as I said, we are checking if we are releasing the mouse or we are releasing the touch on the screen. Okay, we can stop it. Okay, so why we are handling releasing on the mouse? Because I want to, maybe in the future, I will have functionalities that when I will be holding my mouse, I want to zoom the camera. Okay, so I'll be maybe holding the mouse, I want to zoom the camera around, and I want to reserve this functionality when I'm holding mouse and holding the left mouse button, or I'm holding with my touch on a smart device. Maybe I want to perform some different functionality. Usually the camera, I want to change the camera. Okay, so I can move the camera to the different positions. That's why we are doing it this way. But this way, we are handling positions also when for example, I'm touching the screen here. Okay, so touch anywhere on the screen, and then move it and release here. Okay, I don't want to handle this way, because when I will be moving my camera around and I will release the key, I don't want my unit to move into this position. So we need to prevent this. And to prevent this will be very simple. You can copy this if statement here, you can paste it above. And here it will be handling the get mouse button up but down, so when you're clicking down. And here, touch phase will be not begin, right? So this will be began. And here, let me write here a private vector 2, and we will call this initial pointer position, or let's call it initial touch position. And here we'll get the initial touch position, and it will assign their input position like this. And here in the detecting of click, you can get a distance between these two positions. So if the distance, so let's write here vector 2 and distance between the initial touch position and your current input position is, let's say, smaller than 10, only then you want to detect click. So this will prevent this behavior I just showed you when I'm clicking and moving my mouse and then releasing. So now you shouldn't register any clicks when you're doing such a big distances. So for example, let's play the game. If I will click down here on the screen, let's remove this one here. So clicking here and moving my mouse here, I'm releasing now, you can see nothing happens. Okay, clicking here, moving my mouse, releasing, nothing happens. I need to only click on the screen. I need to do one fast click in order to register the click now, this way. So that's why we have these if statements. Now, R2 units, so you see on the screens, are moving because of this functionality. When you will go here to AI folder and AI pawn, here is in the start set destination. When you set the destination of the unit, it will start moving to this destination. So let's remove this. And now the units will be not moving at all. When you will play it, the units will be not moving. They will be staying still. Okay, now we want to move the units. And also they are moving initially, you see. When I play the game and and started. They are moving a little bit initially. To prevent this, you need to go to your humanoid unit, and here as you are computing here velocity, and in velocity we are counting with the last position here. So we are getting current position minus last position, and last position here is unassigned, so this means vector 0. So that's why this creates some velocity here. To not create the initial velocity, just write here void start and assign to the last position your initial position, so transform.position. And by the way, everything, all of this is in much detail explained in my course. You can also find a description how to create this game from the scratch to release. Okay, so let's save this, and this should fix this initial movement. Let's play the game. Okay, and initially it shouldn't be moving at all. Okay, perfect, now they are staying still. What we want to do now is click with our mouse on the unit. Okay, select this unit, so it will become active, and now when we'll click down somewhere on the screen, this unit should move there. Click here, move here, here, move here, and so on. Okay, for this we need to first assign to our units, builder and warrior, colliders. So when we click with the mouse on the unit, we can do raycasting, and we can detect the collision with this collider. So let's do it. Here on the unit, let's start on the builder, click here add component down here, and find here capsule collider 2D, like this, and adjust the boundaries of it. So in the capsule collider you have this edit collider, click at this, and just make it maybe a little bit larger, so it's easier to click on the unit. It can stay like this. It can be bigger, no big deal in that. This. Now double click warrior and click here add component again, capsule collider 2D, adjust the collider. Okay, again, make it bigger. No big deal. All right, perfect, looks great. Okay. Now we have our colliders. Perfect, we can handle functionality to clicking on the unit. So let's get back to our Unity, go to Game Manager, and here I will create new public field of unit type. That's our unit, warrior or builder, and I will call it active unit, so you can see it also in editor. Okay, and now we need to assign to active unit the unit we are clicking on, and this functionality will be handling in detect click, because here we are getting their input positions. But first, what you need to do is transform the input position, which is basically screen position, I should call it rather, screen position, and to the world position, because screen position, as I explained to you, is starting like this. Screen position is always 0, 0 in the left bottom corner, right? That's how the position works, screen position. You're just covering the entire screen. But the world point is different, okay? The world point or world position is the position in our game environment here. Okay, for example, warrior, when you double click warrior is at the position minus 0.67, let's adjust it to 0, and Y position minus 2, adjust it also to the 0. So you can see 0, 0 position in the world space is here. Okay, so the position where we are clicking on the screen is a different as the world position actually. This is the screen position. So we need to get the screen position and actually transform it into the world position. So when I will click here screen position would be, I don't know, here is a 0, 0, right? So here would be here. So here the position would be, I don't know, here we are going 200 or 300 units. Up here we are going 400 units, right? 400 units. So the position here could be 400 and 300 in the screen position. But as you see in the world position, this unit is at the 0, 0. So we need to transform the screen position and transform it to the world position 0, 0. Luckily, this is very simple to do in Unity. We don't need to do much with this. There's one simple method to handle this for us. What we need to do here, we have the screen position to get a world position. So let's write here vector 2 world point, let's call it. And you get as a camera, main camera, and you will get here screen to world point, and you will get your input position. And it will transform it for you. I mentioned before that we'll be using raycasting to get the unit. To do raycasting, you will just get here raycast hit to D, we will call this variable hit, and you will use your physics class. And on physics, we have a raycast function, and you will use the raycasting of the world point like this. Into the game, the direction you don't need to specify, you just specify here a vector to 0. Okay, and this will perform the raycasting, and this will get you game objects on which you are clicking on. Now we need to check if we are clicking on the ground or we are clicking on the units. Okay, so when we are clicking on the unit, as you saw, builder or warrior, we need to select the unit. Okay, so I need to assign to the active unit the unit I am clicking on. So in the if here, we'll be checking if we are clicking on the unit. And here in the else, will be basically, this will be clicking on the ground. So we want to click, we would like to move to the position we are clicking on. So first let's check if we are clicking on the unit. I'll write here a new method down here. This method will return bool to true or false and will be called has clicked on unit. Okay. In this has clicked on unit, we'll get our raycasting hit. So raycast hit to the hit. And also output from this will be outputting from parameters, will be unit we clicked on. So output unit, unit. Okay, we are getting here this hit called hit. So we can check the collider of the hit. If the hit collider is not equal to null, this means we are clicking on something. And if this something is our unit, you can do it like this, hit collider, and try get component of type of unit. Okay, this will return you true if this game object you are clicking on this collider you are clicking on has a component unit. And our game object has unit component. When you will select builder and warrior, they are humanoid units, and humanoid unit extends unit. When you will take a look at the scripts here, humanoid unit extends unit. So when you will click on this collider of the warrior or builder, this will return you true. Try get component unit. And here we can get our clicked unit. Okay, the unit we are clicking on. Okay, so if this is true, if we are clicking on the unit, then we will assign to our unit output parameter here our clicked unit, and it will return true from here. Otherwise, the unit will be null, and we are returning false from here. Return false. Okay, so has clicked on unit. Up here we can check for this. If has clicked on unit, we will provide here our hit, and we'll output our clicked unit. Okay, and here we can create a handler function, or immediately, like if I know that I am getting an active unit, if I know that I'm clicking on the unit, I just can get here active unit, and I can assign this unit there. Okay, here I'm clicking on the ground. So in this case, I can just get the active unit, and I can move it. I don't have moving function yet. So what we need to do here, we need to move the unit here. We need to get our unit and set its destination. Okay. So first let's test at least this part here that we are getting unit. So as you have it now, get back to your Unity and click on in the hierarchy on the game manager, and on the game manager you have active unit. So let's play the game, and currently it's null. Don't have anything there. When I will click on the builder, you can see active unit is builder. When I will click on the warrior, active unit is warrior. I will click back on the builder, and we have a builder here. Okay, so this is successful. Now we just need to move the unit. So this should be also simple. Just click on humanoid unit, and we'll create here public and move to public void. Public void move to a method, and we'll be moving to vector 3 and destination. We need to move to the AI pawn, this class I showed you before. There's an AI pawn class, and this is for movement. So we just need to set its destination. So go back to humanoid unit. Up here, create a new serialize field, private AI pawn, m_AI pawn. Get this AI pawn, and in move to method, just access AI pawn and set destination, and set destination to destination you're getting up here. Okay. Now you have this. Go back to your code. Now you just need to assign AI pawn to your humanoid unit. So click on both builder first, go scroll down here, and you can see in a humanoid unit you have AI pawn field. So just drag your AI pawn field from down here to the AI pawn. Okay, go to warrior and drag your AI pawn to AI pawn field of humanoid unit here. Okay, now get back to game manager. In game manager, when we are clicking on the ground, so in this else block, just get active unit and call here now this move to method and pass here your world point when you are clicking. Why it doesn't work? I know. We have created this here this script to humanoid unit, but here active unit is unit type. What we are going to do, go back to humanoid unit and copy this method like this, copy it and go to unit CS and paste it here. Okay, here we are missing AI pawn, so just go to humanoid unit, get AI pawn from here, remove it, move it to unit, paste it on the top of the file, and that should be it. Okay, so we just move the functionality from humanoid unit to unit here. Go back to code, and maybe we need to reassign. So click on the builder, and yeah, it's okay. We have AI pawn here, and warrior has an AI pawn here. Perfect. So this works. I just want to verify game manager. Here we have active unit move to world point. Okay, so this works. This is not throwing any issues. Let's save this, get back to code. Let's play the game, and now let's try it out. Don't worry about this issue. When I'm clicking on the ground and I don't have active unit selected, you will get the error. That's okay. When you will select now unit, so make sure the game manager is selected. So you see, I will click on the warrior, and the warrior is selected now, and I will click on the ground. You can see warrior is moving down. Okay, I'll select the builder, and the builder is moving there. Okay. The only issue is when I don't have any unit selected, so I will start playing again, and I'm clicking now down. You will see this issue here. Okay, so let's try to fix this issue now. Let's go back to code. Okay, so if in detecting click has click on unit, and here in move to. So if we are clicking on the ground here and we don't have active unit, so if active unit is not equal to null, then move to. Okay, so let's save it, and now it should be without any issues. Get back here, and after that we are almost done. We will just fix one small thing. Let's play the game now, and I will be clicking now on the ground. Don't notice this issue, doesn't really matter. Clear it out. When I will be clicking on the ground now, you can see nothing is happening. When I will click on the unit, I will move the unit, it's moving. Okay, this unit, and it's moving there. Okay, now there's a small fix. You see when I'm clicking on the left here or right, I would like to also turn the unit to the direction of my click, because now it's turning only the right side. To change the direction, click on the warrior in the hierarchy, for example, and each of your game objects that has some image or sprite has a sprite renderer, and in sprite renderer you have a flip field, and when you will flip X, it will flip the unit. So we just simply need to adjust this flip field here of the sprite renderer. So let's do it. Let's do it in our unit CS. Access here sprite renderer. So we can do it now differently, just to show you. Let's write here private sprite renderer m_sprite renderer, and sprite renderer we can get here. So m_sprite renderer equal get component of the sprite renderer. Okay, now we have sprite renderer, and in move to, we can adjust this flip property. So we can check here, we can write here var and direction, where we want to move, and direction we can determine by destination minus transform position. We will normalize it. We will access sprite renderer, and we'll be flipping X if the direction X is smaller than 0. I think like should be this. If the direction X position is smaller than 0. Yeah, that should work. flip the X part if the direction we are clicking is X part is less than 0. Yeah, let's save this. Get back here and verify it. And this should be okay. Let's play the game. Select any unit, doesn't matter which one. Okay, and now, yeah, it works. See? We are flipping into the correct direction when I'm clicking on the map. Okay, that's gonna be it. I know I went quite fast over all these functionalities, but everything is explained in much more detail and longer in my full course. And check in the description of the video the link to it. That's gonna be it from this video, and I hope to see you around. Cheers!